Monarch is building the future for those interested in one wallet that consolidates the best services and functionality into one simple and easy-to-use app. Monarch will empower users to control all aspects of their financial kingdom from the palm of their hand. You may have heard the phrase, not your keys, not your crypto. With Monarch, you own your keys and seed, meaning you own your crypto. With Monarch, you can store, receive, send, swap, buy, sell, and earn interest on your crypto, track your portfolio, the news, the market cap, and more today. We're constantly adding new services and updates too. Learn more today by visiting monarchtoken.io or download the wallet for free today from Apple or Google. Hey guys, welcome to Beards and Bitcoins, crypto podcast for the man's man, and of course, the women who love them. We are joined today by Cody, so we're going to introduce him here in just a second. I'm here with my other co-host, Jay Chains. This has been for BitBoy Crypto. What is going on?
What is up, man? I feel this is our first episode with me in like my new house, so I got like this new studio set up. So if you're watching the video, I got that new look. It's fresh. It's white.
That's right. And I'm in a hotel right now, so we can't be any more opposite. And Cody, if you guys are watching or if you guys are just listening, he looks like he is in an insane asylum right now. So
it's basically that. It's a New York City apartment, so I got about 8.5 feet to spare in this whole fucking apartment here.
So you got the black straight jacket on and the insane asylum background. So how did you go crazy?
You know, surviving the bear market, you know, you just kind of snap after a while, and then you end up in a place like this, which is foam walls. So it's great.
I used to live in a studio apartment in New York. He's not joking, man. They're not big.
Well, bouncing off the walls may not be quite as good as bouncing off support levels. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I love the cheese.
Yeah, comedic gold is what I call it.
I love that. Yeah.
He's got some really good dad jokes. I think he's like an expert level.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
Dad jokes are the best, man. Dry jokes and dad jokes are what makes this world go round, I think.
Well, you know, the thing about it is like, so when I was a kid, people told me I was corny. You know, that's what they said. Like, oh, you're so corny. But you grow up and you have kids and now they're dad jokes and they're funny. But when I was a kid, I made the same jokes and people would be like, oh, you're not funny. I'd be like, wait till I get some children. You'll see. So.
And now you do, and now you're there. This is it.
Do you think there should be like a dad joke stand-up tour where they just get like the best dad jokesters in the country and just do a tour?
It would sell out for sure.
Let me tell you, here's the thing about dad jokes, though, in my opinion, in my experience, for me personally, is all of mine are off the cuff. Like, if you told me to like go up and just stand up, you know, do a stand-up act and do dad jokes, like I would prepare and I would have some, but I don't think they have the same pop as like when somebody says something, I just immediately roll into the joke, you know, because it just right there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it will not.
Well, it was a good idea. It was a good idea at first.
It was a great idea. I mean, that's what you're good for. You're good for those ideas that will never actually work. I love it. Fantastic.
It's a career.
Yeah, it's a career. I'm a big fan of that. Like you hype me up. You're like my hype man. And I'm like,
dude,
no.
That is something I probably would love to do as a career, is be a hype man.
Dude,
you like hype tracks, just be a hype man. I think that'd be sick.
Wait. Stop the tape. Is that not what you're doing? Are you not my hype man?
Oh, I guess maybe for like a rapper, for like a big rapper.
I don't know. I've got some blockchain raps out there. So, I mean,
hell yeah.
Blockchain, you know, like I got that one.
We taled about doing one. I think it's time to we need to revisit that.
We need to revisit it. It's definitely time for a rap song. What do you think, Cody? Are you ready for the Beards and Bitcoins rap?
Yeah, I'm down for all that type of business. Let's do it.
It's fun.
So when we hit the tour, so a little bit about Cody's past. I think you've done some band photography. I think that'd be perfect. We'd just hire you on as our tour videographer.
I would love to do that with you. And then you could be my semi-hype man and like throw me off stage and stuff like that. Really,
dude, I would allow crowd surfing. I think that would.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're the best boss.
You know what? It was so funny. So we went to ACL a couple of weeks ago, and we went to the, oh my God, her name escapes me real quick. She's like that 17-year-old pop star, like super famous.
Billie
Eilish. So we go to the Billie.
Hey, Cody's on TikTok. He knows who she is.
Big fan.
Yeah.
So we go to the Billie Eilish show, right? And all of a sudden she tells the crowd to like pit up. And then like, I'm like, happen to be just on the end of it. I look at my wife and we're like, no, we are not mosh pitting today. It was crazy, man. It was like right there. I don't even know the last time I was near a mosh pit.
Did she jump into the crowd?
No, I don't believe so.
She does that a lot. And there's a famous YouTube video of her jumping into the crowd, and somebody in the crowd that was, moving or crowd surfing her or whatever took her ring off. Yeah. And she got on stage and she's like, "Where's my ring?" And then she's like, "F it, you can have it,"
How do you steal a ring off somebody?
I don't know. I mean, for a lot of dudes, when, female artists are crowd surfing, like that's probably not what they're trying to do. There's probably other things. I've seen some creepy stuff at concerts,
Yeah.
Creepy.
That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So Cody, you're on TikTok. First, tell everybody where they can find you at.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, New York, here with you guys.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
CodeyIsFun is your Twitter, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, CodeyIsFun, party guy.
But Cody is on TikTok, and it's a very small group of content creators in crypto that are on TikTok right now.
There's 11 of us.
Yeah. Well, there's more. There's more coming every day, and I like to think I'm the great catalyst for bringing people over to TikTok because I preach about it.
I feel like you had one of the first accounts, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah. But I wasn't doing daily content on it. I was talking about it, but I wasn't doing it. Now I'm doing it. So have you guys seen my latest videos on TikTok?
No.
Okay. Well, let me just give you two of the videos that I've done recently. I'm going to tell you guys how many views they have on TikTok as of this moment. One I did the other day.
You went viral on one, didn't you?
Yeah, one the other day had 381,000 views on it.
Fucking what? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I just had one yesterday that has, right now, as of this moment, I did it last night at about yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock, 893,000.
Okay, I'm gonna start showing my feet more or something, dude.
So it's a video. The funny thing is like, okay, so I did this one video on there. It's the algorithm there is crazy. Like I did this video of Mr. Potato Head where I took a Mr. Potato Head, and there's a famous trend on TikTok that's like eyes, lips, face, and it's girls, and they like make little flutter eyes, and they kiss with their lips, and they come with their face. And so I took a Mr. Potato Head, and I did like kind of like almost claymation, like stop. What do they call it? Stop photography, I guess.
Stop animation.
Stop motion.
I did stop motion with it, and I made it where like Mr. Potato Head was, did the thing with his lips, and he like dropped glasses on his eyes. Like it was pretty cool, and it took me like 10 minutes to make. I literally ordered a Mr. Potato Head because I had this idea. It was like $8. I ordered it on Amazon. I got
dedicated.
Yeah, dedicated. I did the video, and I was like, man, this is gonna hit. It got 700 views on it. Yesterday, I'm driving around with Quinn. We're down here in Florida for our Decentralized America tour, and we're driving around, and I see SeaWorld. He's on the phone in the Uber, not even paying attention. And I said, man, like, I wonder if I got like a little snapshot of the SeaWorld sign, if there's anything I could do with it, So we drove by, and it's real sloppy, like my hand's shaking because we're getting close to the sign. And I pull my phone out, and I get the video. You can barely see the SeaWorld sign, really. But I put the caption on it, "I've never been this close to a prison before." And it starts out where you're looking down. Yeah. It starts where you're like looking down at the floor in the car, and then I pull it up. And so they're like, what's he talking about? This close to a prison. And then it's SeaWorld, and it's got almost 1 million views on it. Like I put no effort into it. Like I was just like,
That's
what
crazy.
can I do with this thing? It literally took me 10 seconds to make.
That's awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
That's good for you. I know that you've been pushing TikTok for a while. I personally, that's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But to everybody that does it, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to hop on that gravy train. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's a big opportunity right now because there's not, it's very easy to go viral there if you do the right content. That what I found is if you do content that like the sole function of the content is to get the person to watch until the end, because both of my videos have gone viral were that way. We're like, people are watching, they're like, what's going to happen here? And then it leads into the thing at the end, and then it just blows up. So definitely very interesting. You do mostly feet pictures though, I believe there, right?
Yeah, I have like a cult following for like foot pictures, and that's my mistake. I did it as a joke.
Do you sell those?
Dude, I've gotten offers, like big offers for my feet, dude. And I got like Lord Voldemort feet. Like they're not cool feet, dude.
There's a Twitter fan club, I think.
There is a Twitter fan club for my feet. So I don't know. That's my life, dude. It's like, how would you describe your life? It's like I got a foot fan club. That's about it. Like that's my pinnacle right now. Like,
wow, that's a very low pinnacle, Cody.
Everybody's got to have their place in the world, though.
Yeah, and that's mine. Yeah.
Okay, so I've noticed a shift on your Twitter page to basically you are now Pump Junior, it looks like. with a lot of these Bitcoin tweets you're doing. What's up with that?
Dude, you just call me Pomp Jr.
You liked it? I mean, it's better than the foot guy, right? Or no?
True. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. I'm just winging it, man.
That's all good.
Putting whatever's out there into the interwebs, seeing if it works.
But the good thing is it's buy Bitcoin. So, I mean, it's the gateway drug into it, right? It's what, I mean, there are other places that you can go to get into crypto, but probably the best thing for people to get into is figure out what Bitcoin is before you get into an altcoin. So, I mean, that's respectable. Like, just as long as you're promoting Bitcoin in the right way.
Yeah. I mean, it's Bitcoin, that's
because like with content, I think, like what you said, it's really like making it more about like having an entertainment value than sometimes the knowledge base, because there's plenty of knowledge base plus, but to see like the entertainment value, like even if it's something stupid just to make you laugh, it gets the point across. And that's the kind of stuff that goes viral too, which is weird.
Yeah. It's hard because the space is extremely technical, and the technical aspects go over a lot of people's heads. If you're not a coder, developer, or anything like that, I mean, a lot of this stuff is just going to hit you on the forehead and bounce off. So an easy entrance into the space is making easy, eatable content to a degree, and that gets a lot more people in than throwing C++ in somebody's face and being like, yeah, digest this. It's just not going to work, man. Like,
So there's a very popular Twitter video that's been going on, for the last, about week. Want to get your opinion on it because there's been a lot of kind of follow-up interviews. It happened while we were in Las Vegas. Ken, you know where we're going, right? Ken Bozak, Georg Molt.
Right.
It's turned into a big thing. Obviously now the Wild West crypto guys are pulled into this. Ken's battling against them, and now Ken's calling them, saying that they might be scammers. And then now Bitcoin Ben is saying, no, they're definitely not scammers. It seems like there's like a lot of stuff going on in our little community. It's like people that seem to be on the same side of things now kind of looking at each other sideways. Like what's your opinion on Georg Molt, the whole situation, and then maybe kind of the effects that's kind of had on Twitter?
It's kind of just put me in a little bit of a tough spot. Everyone has their thing, but fuck, dude, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the tough thing is that there's no proof either way, right? I mean, there's solid assumptions in a negative light, but how does anybody actually prove that?
Yeah, I'll never jump the gun on something unless I have like 100% proof. It's just tough, man, because who the fuck knows?
Yeah,
who knows? Sometimes it's really obvious, but most of the time when it's really obvious, you just brush it off. It's like, oh, well, okay, that's absurd. Stop. But to really give people this huge platform, like imagine if this guy is who he says he is, we're giving him a huge platform. If he isn't what he says he is, we're still giving him a huge platform.
Yeah.
So, we probably at least hit him with 10 million, 15 million impressions in the last week. Like that's just fucking absurd. Like,
well, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, if he is the fraud that the internet seems to believe that he is, like, what is the long-term play here for him? And I was talking to somebody about it, and they said, well, by the platform we're giving him right now, and all of the people that have been talking about him, whether it's good or bad, like he's actually building clout that he could eventually go back over to other countries in Europe for people that don't even understanding or don't even know English, or definitely not well enough to go talk to like Andreas Antonopoulos and ask him if he's really friends with him, and he could run scams over there. Now, look, guys, I've already given my opinion on it, which is I can neither confirm nor deny all of the reports that were on that website. I'm the one that was the first person to post the website that has all this information about him, about different scams he's done and different things. But, the Wild West crypto guys, they do have a point, and that's why when I said I posted it, I can't confirm nor deny, because I can't prove anything that's on the site. Anybody could go make a website about me, about you, about J-Chains, and say that we've done any kind of, any wide assortment of things that are against the law. But that doesn't make them true. However, this is my point on it. I would say this. I would say if Jorg really is a billionaire, which I don't believe him to be, but if he really were a billionaire and someone decided they wanted to throw him under the bus and they wanted to go make a fake website about him and make up all kinds of libel claims against him, would you really do that if you knew or even thought he was actually a billionaire?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I mean, I personally would not waste any of my time to do something like that, time or money. I mean, I get that there's probably a lot of high stakes there. And like, even if I was a billionaire so if I'm on the same playing field as like someone in normal life, right? And like you piss me off or something like that happens, I'm not going to spend any money to like smear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just going to like write you off in my life.
You might think about it. You might get some good ideas like, oh, I could do this. But then you actually sit down and you're like, gosh, this isn't worth the time. Like I've done that a bunch of times. Like
He's a little sissy.
Yeah. Like, man, these lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Donald Trump just posted a tweet similar to that. There was a quote from Mussolini. It was really crazy. But the point is that, you know, I don't believe in punching down, you know? So if someone has 7 followers and they say something to me, like, I'm not gonna respond to it, you know? And for Jorg Molt, for him, there's a lot of punching up going right now, but he's actually doing it through other people, which has been really interesting. So he himself he's not on Twitter right now. I don't believe he's came back yet. So
he's on there.
He came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I knew he closed his account for a couple of days.
Yeah. Like I work with the DYOR guys and Tom, and we did an interview with him in Philly, and a few people wanted me to release it, and I'm just not going to do that because
You did the same thing, Ben, right?
Yeah. I also, and this is what people don't understand. Like I caught some flack for even saying that I did an interview with him, even though I didn't publish it, because people had told me, or you know how it was at Coinvention, they had us do media. And they literally just brought people in and were like, talk to these people, interview these people. This is where they're from. There was no opportunity I didn't even know who I was interviewing sometimes until they literally were sitting right now in front of me. And guess what? Like, if I'm going to do an interview for my channel, like, yeah, I want to know who the person is. But if I'm doing media for an event and people are just coming in and talking, like, I'm conversational. I can have a talk with anybody. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm approving or saying that I don't agree with what they're doing. I'm just doing an interview for informational purposes.
Yeah, and you decide that after once everything's edited, whether you're going to put that and publish it. It's not when it's happening because you're at an event. People are just coming at you. And, it's just interesting. I don't want to put something out just to cause a media frenzy.
No.
Because we're here for education and grow the space, not for fucking nonsense. We have enough of that in here as it is. So.
There is enough nonsense.
What do you think about a lot of the infighting that goes on Twitter with different groups or people or whatever? Like, I mean, that's kind of what this whole thing has been about is there's a lot of infighting, between people that think he is or he isn't, but just in general, like the crypto community.
Shit's just too small, man. Like it's too small. You're fighting with future CEOs. You're fighting with people that will have a lot of money at some point. Like just remember that, because you never know who you're talking to 5-10 years down the line. You might be screwing over a future billionaire that'll take you for a nice ride later on in life. So
on a yacht or a helicopter?
Who knows? Maybe both.
I'd like to
helipad on the yacht.
Oh, I want to chop her into a yacht. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. But
I
mean, you guys have been in the space for a long time. You know who the bad actors are, and it's fact checked, and that's the craziest part. A lot of people just jump to conclusions without running a background check, running legitimate checks, and they'll just hammer off and call someone a scam. Hey, that's not the right way to go about things. I like 100% proof, and it doesn't take much to run a proper background check on someone.
Yeah, it's been one of those things that everyone said for a while. Don't trust, verify. It's what we got to do.
That's like a meme at this point. Yeah, like, don't trust, verify. It's a fucking meme, dude. You have people, you're working in the security sector, and I try to stress that as much as I can. This is a security sector. You're working with serious people all the time. It might not seem that serious, but you're messing with people with a lot of money and a lot of time. Like, you're out of your bird putting a target on your back. I'm saying, like, even calling yourself Satoshi or anything of that nature, the scrutiny that comes along with that from the security side, the privatized security side, fucking IRS. It's like, what are you thinking? The hype and the money that you would make off of it won't end well 10 years down the line because you're going to get so much flack from so many agencies. And it's like, you want to ride that out? Your reputation will get to a certain point where people will look into that, and you'll just go to court for that reason, and you'll be fucked. Like, what? Like, look at Craig Wright right now. Like, come on.
Well, it was interesting. I worked with, when I very first started all my accounts, I was looking into ways to grow or whatever.
Mhm.
And I looked into a company to help me get Twitter followers. And then like, they were just doing follow unfollow basically. So this is when I was below 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So I used this company and then I found out what they were doing. And I was like, I don't want to do follow unfollow because it gets annoying to people. And then people call you out. And people are like, oh, this person's doing that method, even though there's some really big people in the space that do it. But so I decided I didn't want to do it. Well, I got an email from the FTC. I don't know if it's a CFTC. I have to look it up, but I think it was just the FTC. I don't know if there's a difference, but I got an email from them last week and it said, we have a lawsuit against this company and you worked with this company and we just want people to know that, and I didn't know this, it's illegal. It is against the law to portray yourself as someone else on social media. And what that means is if you buy followers, if you buy views on YouTube videos, if you buy subscribers, if you buy, followers on different platforms, any of that stuff you can do on social media is actually illegal. And I had no idea.
Yeah, that's what happened with Instagram. That's why they had to put the ad space up, sponsored posts, because people buy 100K and then buy fake engagement. If you got money like that, you could do that. And you could pull $5,000 a post. That's why Instagram had to block that. So, and it's interesting to see people doing that now where it's so fucking obvious.
Yeah. Oh, it's so obvious.
It's so obvious. And there's huge people in the space where you just drop jaw. I'd be like, what? No, it's so obvious. Just blatant, or any other third party accessory you can use. You'll see the engagement is just so far off of what it actually should be.
Yeah. I mean, you have
where the bots are coming from.
100,000 followers and they'll get like one like on most of their posts.
Yeah, like 800,000. And these people are fucking showing up at conferences acting like they just gained all this clout and knowledge for fucking no reason. Like, it's just absurd. And they're charging people out the ass. Like, that's illegal. It's funny that's funny you just mentioned that, because at World CryptoCon, someone approached me. I was like, oh, what do you do? I was like, I'm a media entity and I just produce content in the space. Like, oh, I'd love to help you grow. Yeah, how would you do that? Shows me his Twitter account. It was like 500 fucking K, like no engagement. I was like, how much would you charge me?
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out. It's like, I would charge about maybe like $4,000 a month. We grow you, we get you into conferences and shit like that. I was like, dude, like, I don't know how long you've been in the space for. Obviously a bit because you're at this conference, but you're going to get caught up in something you don't want to get caught up in. And it's crazy to me that a lot of these people are still here doing that.
I didn't know it was big until we started talking about it, I think, a few weeks ago. I thought that was a thing in the past, but nope. Wasn't.
Not on Twitter, man. On Instagram it is, but even on Instagram.
Instagram is dying. Those people are going to TikTok. Everybody listen to that. That's the truth. Well, you mentioned,
you think it's the next big platform, huh?
It is for 100%. Listen, think about this, guys. How many times do you watch a TV show compared to how much you watch YouTube? Most people are watching YouTube. That's what they're doing with their time. People now
have TV. I don't have a TV in my apartment.
Well, there you go. I mean, exactly. So, I know people watch Netflix. People still watch Netflix, but I'm one of the few people that I still watch TV because I watch sports all the time. And it's easier for me to have direct TV. I got the Sunday ticket, so I get all the NFL games and all that. But I know most people don't. But I still spend a lot of my time watching YouTube. But so what happened is people's attention span, because just in general, we're watching shorter videos compared to shows. Like our attention span for digital media has gone way down. TikTok is that on steroids. It's just 10-second video after 10-second video after 10-second video, and you just scroll down that thing endlessly. You literally have to be like, okay, I am going to stop right now. Like, that really is how it is on TikTok if you watch it a lot, especially now that I'm creating there and I'm looking for new ideas for content. So I do believe that TikTok is going to be huge. But I do want to get back to this thing about, you were saying Satoshi. If someone builds themselves up as Satoshi, what that means. If buying followers is illegal against the law, certainly pretending to be the most important person in cryptocurrency or even associated with them.
Fucking dark web.
Yeah. And so one thing that's really interesting that I saw was, if you guys know, and I don't know anything what actually happened, or I don't know if this meeting has happened, but Bitcoin Ben came out on his channel and said he actually got called by the FBI, and he has to have a meeting with the FBI. And I don't think he's revealed what that's about yet. He didn't know. He said, I'm just going to go into the meeting. And I personally wonder if his association with Jorg, maybe think of the timing. Like, all of a sudden he gets back from Las Vegas, this thing blows up huge, and then as soon as he gets back, he gets asked to go talk to the FBI. So I don't know. It could be about that. I think if the FBI believed that someone was really Satoshi, they would certainly be be on it like that, unless they know who it is for sure, and he's in custody, which is another candidate, Paul LaRue. Some people think he's Satoshi, and he's actually in federal custody already. So, but I don't know. It's just something to think about.
I like the story of Paul being Satoshi only because of the criminal mastermind that he was. You know, for it to create a currency that would allow people to interact freely and express themselves any way that they want financially. For someone like that with that kind of a background, I think would make sense.
Yeah,
it's just wild because you have people like Ross who are in jail. And then you have somebody who's claiming to be Satoshi just randomly walking around when shit's just absurd, man.
Yeah. Speaking of Ross, we're actually going to be interviewing Lynn next week.
Oh, nice. Lynn's awesome.
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, I've seen her at a bunch of conferences, so we're excited to have her on the show.
It's good. I want to ask her some questions for sure. I've got definitely some questions because I believe that Ross should be doing time. I believe that amount of time he should be doing should probably be over soon. You know, when I told my wife about the situation, she was like, wait, they gave him how much time? I mean, look, as the fact is he did break laws. There were some things that he did, but did it warrant what he got? Absolutely not. I've said maybe 10 years max, maybe 5, would be good, but I don't know. So I'm going to be really interested because I'm going to ask her that question. Like, do you believe he deserved any time at all? And I'd be very interested to hear what she said, but I definitely think that he got the Ross deal, and it all has to do with the hard-on that the state of New York has against cryptocurrency. That is what the whole thing is about, for sure.
Yeah, and the thing with 2 of the agents that did investigations into the whole thing are in jail for corruption and lying and all sorts of bogusness. So, it takes another taking a look at for sure.
Well, people don't realize like huge political actors were involved in that, including Chuck Schumer was one of the main people that pushed him to get that sentence. And then also Preet Bharara, who was the attorney for, I think, the Southern District of New York or whatever district it was, a huge attorney who was involved in a lot of the Donald Trump Russia stuff. And so he was being hailed as this hero for like trying to put Donald Trump in, impeach him or prison or whatever due to the, Russian collusion that did or did not happen. But people don't realize like it's the same guy. He is the guy that got that sentence for Ross. So if you're in cryptocurrency, then that is not a guy who, because I think every single person in cryptocurrency would agree that the sentence that he got is so out of whack, and all they did was try to make an example of him, that it really was an example of cryptocurrency is what they were trying to make. It's really a travesty.
Yeah, it's overkill, for sure.
Yeah, overkill. Understatement of the year. I like it.
Free Ross.
You're good for a good understatement. I like that about you.
Man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, I guess that is going to wrap up our episode today. Thank you, Cody, for joining us. Tell the people one more time where you're at or your handle.
I'm on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram at CodeyIsFun. Give me a shout. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. It was good to chat for you. It was good to see you in Vegas as well.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of fun, man.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Well, we'll see you at the next one. So we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, later.
You got this shit knocking, bro.